morning, beautiful souls. Good afternoon, good rising, good evening, whatever the time that this video finds you. I hope you're blessed. Welcome back to our daily divine messages from Spirit. We are continuing our 21-day soul cleansing journey. And we are on our final day of our first week, day 7. Today we are speaking about comparisons. My grandmother, Melita, who I am named after, one of my names, is the reason that I do what I do. She's one of the reasons that I'm here today. And she left all that she knew of her lands in Jamaica and set out to create a brand new future for her 6 children. She left this earth fairly prematurely, and I suppose she's completed the task that was set out for her, but I always felt that she passed the torch on to me, along with my other grandmother, Tonya, and I look at even my mother and the quest that she has been on, how she raised 4 children and a grandchild on her own, and 3 of us went to very, very highly acclaimed and expensive private school in order for us to get the future that we deserved. And I look at my son and I look at how bright and beautiful he is. And I look at how I want to raise my son and how I want him to go to that same accredited school so that his intelligence and his passions and his beauties can be acknowledged and challenged and cultivated. And I look at where my grandmothers and my mother and what all has been done for me, and it's automatic to compare my life to theirs. Confirmation right there with that. I definitely carry a lot of expectation on myself to follow in their footsteps, paving paths for brighter generations to come. And there's a wide variety of pressure and comparison. Am I keeping up with the responsibility called to me? Is what I'm doing making enough change? Will I be able to offer the same amount of life and abundance that my grandparents, parents offered for me? And can I do it better? Offer my child and children to come what I was not able to attain, what my parents and grandparents were not able to achieve for me. Yesterday, we talked about carrying the weight of the world and how it's a matter of how we choose to see the situation, how we respond to the scenario, and recognize the direct impact it has on us. I see my grandmother's and my mother's courageous efforts as true blessings. But as I compare my life journey with theirs, I find myself getting lost in the burden of living secondhand experiences, which is a phrase that Deepak Chopra talks about with Oprah on the 21-day soul cleanse or their 21-day meditation experience, which is interesting that they started their meditation experience the same time that I started my soul cleansing journey. definitely inspired me to do so. But I thought it was interesting that he claims that when we find ourselves recycling a story or a reaction, that we're living a secondhand experience to the past. I also like to think of this experience happens when we compare our lives to others as well. When we compare our lives to the lives of others, we're setting ourselves up for one thing, to lose the opportunity to live our life first. We give up our spot in the world for the already taken position that someone else holds. Our journey is ours to experience, but as long as we keep what other people are doing too closely in mind, we're not able to fully focus on how we can best deliver our true, authentic self. Comparison is the thief of authenticity. It's okay to be inspired by other people's stories. It's okay to be encouraged through the success of someone else's victory. But it's most important to not let their stories of success turn into a competition. Whenever we hear ourselves say, well, if she can do it, why can I? Well, if they did it, so I should do it too. That's the ego of comparison talking. Some people use it as a way to motivate them, which is fair. But remember, it can also be a way to boost their ego, the false identification of who they think they're supposed to be in order to be successful, in order to be acknowledged and acclaimed and validated. Motivation must come from the heart because we want to create something that we're passionate about, not because we saw someone do it yesterday and we want to match their success. We all have our own uniqueness and it needs to shine because it's called to shine, not because we want it to shine brighter than the next. As Marie Forleo says, we all have that very gift that only you can carry. The world needs that very gift that only you have. That's what she says. So be aware of the level of comparison that creeps into today's experiences or tomorrow's experiences. And what we're going to see with the tarot and what some next steps from our Lemurian Galactic Council and our four agreements, some positive messages we can take with us today. Let's see what the strongest energies are to help us lead us in this path of living freely, fully, and deeply in conscious love. That's what the soul cleansing journey is about, right? So you can see that some cards already wanted to show their face, so we'll talk about them first. They wanted to talk first. The first one here is the divine feminine. The divine feminine here is at the bottom of the deck. What we don't see is the Ten of Swords. Every time I see this Ten of Swords for the divine feminine, you see how she's on her back. And she's kind of like got her arm up, like resting, and she's even got a little rose in her hand. I always think of this as the surrender card, interestingly enough, right? Because tens are completions. And she's laying down with this rose and almost in a peaceful sense. So I see this as surrendering your comparisons, surrendering the comparisons you have with others, with the world, with societal expectations, so you can just be yourself, so you can live freely. That's what we don't see coming, which we'll see what the strongest energy is here in the moment. But I want to give the faces that wanted to show first. But I love that what we don't see for for the feminine energy here is that we're learning to surrender it all, surrender it up to spirit. Yeah, I like that. Over here we have the collective, which is really beautiful. There's all these cups, all this love, all this emotion. We have the two of cups here, the strongest energy in this space of comparison. So what's interesting about this two of cups is you see they have the clouds of the third eye as well. The two of cups is the cup of union, is the cup of partnership. So maybe the collective might be feeling this comparison, this need to compare our relationships with others. Maybe we feel the need to compare how our relationship needs to look with what other people's relationships look like, or what society says relationships and love has to look like. But truly, with this pink here, that's about your high heart chakra, it's about your higher self. Truly, what we need to see is that our love cannot be compared to anyone else's love, because our love is unique to us, to our higher selves. Our relationships are unique to our own soul's journey and our own soul's destiny and our own soul's contract when we chose to come to this earth plane to discover love, to unfold to conscious love, to live freely, fully, and deeply in unconditional love. And that's not for anyone else to say, well, you didn't love this way, so you're wrong, or they didn't treat you that way, so it's not real love. They didn't say this, they didn't do that, they don't have a label on it. But that's not the way I'm seeing this here. I'm hearing stop comparing. Stop comparing. Stop comparing your love and your soul's love to other people's experiences. Because what you don't see coming is this beautiful Knight of Cups. What you don't see coming is a beautiful proposal of love, right? When you stop comparing how you're supposed to love, quote unquote, when you stop comparing your how love is supposed to look based on the movies, right? Based on other people's experiences, based on other people's opinions. A lot of times, even people say, well, it's supposed to look this way, yet they're the ones talking and they have had what you could consider as failed relationships. Or maybe they're not even happy in their own, or maybe they don't even have a relationship. So, not to say that their experiences are not valid, not to say that they have not learned from what did and did not work in their relationships, but take everything that everyone says with a grain of salt is what I'm hearing. Because what you have coming is something precious and divine. Underneath that, this wanted to come out with the Two of Cups, in fact. And so it's funny, and I love that the bottom of the deck was actually the Ace of Cups. So there's so much. This has this, and if it's not love, which is showing a lot of emotional, this is this is the cup, the offer of romance, right? This is the Knight of Love, and then you have that divine love. So I'm hearing if this, because of all of these cups here that have to do with soul contracts, with divine love, I'm hearing if this resonates with you as a, maybe you compare a lot with with traditional love, and maybe you're not in a traditional relationship, maybe you are in a same-sex relationship, or maybe you're in a open relationship, or maybe you're in a, you know twin flame relationship. If that resonates with you, if you've been activated by divine love and it's unique to yourself, it's unique to your own story, and it's not what other people traditionally see, that is the even utmost reason why you should not compare to what other people think you should be doing with your love, with your heart, with your soul mission. And then this is not about love, this is about whatever it is that is emotionally meant for your soul journey. However, you decide to show up in this world, however, you decide to, you know, love and pour into yourself. This could be for family, this could be for friendship, but partnership, this could be a business partnership, it could be a career of your of what brings you passion and bliss work. Whatever the case is, stop comparing yourself to what you think you need to do with your life. Maybe you want to do something that is an untraditional career, like tarot reading or Reiki or energy healing arts. Or maybe you want to be a professional athlete or musician or dancer or artist. Maybe you want to be a game content creator or coding master, which I guess is becoming a little bit more popular these days, but it wasn't in the past, right? Maybe you feel that you are too young or too old, right? All of that comparison. But what Spirit wants to make sure that we see first is that you are a star seed. Let me get this focused here. Look at that. You are a star seed. I love that. You are a star seed, which means you are not meant to be the traditional kind of human. You chose to be incarnated on this human experience as a star seed, as a unique unicorn. You put the unique in unicorn. Okay, that was a funny joke from Spirit. You do, though. You were not meant to blend in, you were meant to stand out. You were not meant to follow the status quo. You were meant to pave your own path, your own path. And that can make it really scary sometimes. And it can feel hard and frightening when there's nothing to compare your life to, when there's nothing to compare your path to, when there's nothing to compare your success to other than to your bliss, your heart, right? So I think these are beautiful messages that came out. The solar plexus I'm just showing here was a message from Lemuria that I wanted to come through, but I'll share that later. So the feminine will come back over here. What is the feminine surrendering to? Her choices. Look at her as she's comparing. Do I go here? Where in the world do I want to go next? I could go anywhere. The world is in my hands. Where do I choose? But the comparison of, well, if I go this way, they're going to think that, and if I go that way, they're going to think this. If I do this, then maybe it won't come out as planned, or maybe it'll be a mistake. All of these options, all of these decisions, the choice to be or not to be, that is the question. To be in your authentic truth or not to be, that is what you are surrendering. Surrendering those choices up to divine so that you can have that clarity, because thy rod and thy staff will comfort you, right? As you walk through the valley of the shadows of death, surrender, surrender. Lay those burdens down and surrender all of the fears, all of the comparisons, all of the disbeliefs, all of who you think you have to be. Right now, we're in a season, even though we're in Leo season, the new moon in Leo is technically depends on where you are in the world, but it was August 4th and 5th, and we're in August 5th today at the time of this session. But also Mercury went retrograde yesterday in the sign of Virgo, and Venus just moved into Virgo as well, all on the same day. So we had the new moon, Mercury in retrograde went retrograde, and then Venus moved into Virgo as well. So there's a lot of that Virgo energy as well, of perfectionism, of needing it to be detailed and having a bit of obsessive, compulsive, controlling tendencies to make sure that it is perfect. But there's also this with the Venus around relationships, wanting your relationship to be perfect, to look perfect. So let's see where the masculine is at. Masculine here, masculine is in the King of Swords. That's powerful. He's standing in, look, I love this energy actually when it comes to comparison, because the masculine says, listen, I don't need to compare my thoughts to anyone. I made my decision. This is that final decision. The King of Swords says, I will take what you have to say with like I said, a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, this is my decision and I've made it. And I don't need to compare with anybody. You see these two birds flying up there? It's like the Two of Cups, right? Kind of soulmate energy, right? But it's like being very clear of what you've decided. And I love that energy, especially with how the feminine is kind of surrendering this choice that she knows she needs to make, where she wants to go, what she wants to do, if it's in a business, if it's traveling. Masculine's like, all right, let's go. I've made it. Let's do it. What we don't see, beautiful, is the sun. What we don't see is that the sun card is going to, I love this energy, very Leo energy, right? Leo is ruled by the sun. It's bold. This decision that the masculine is making is going to be bold. It's going to bring a lot of joy. It's going to be charismatic. But also remember, the sun also represents ego. So you want to make sure it's not too, inflated with a bit of arrogance. But that's really beautiful energy, though. Whatever that decision that this masculine has made, it's gonna be all authentic truth. Just with that Mercury retrograde, y'all, be careful for how you present this decision. Don't go chopping people's heads off just to get your point across. Okay. So spirit, that's what I meant to do at the bottom of the deck, was also, or first, to see how spirit's feeling. But what we don't see coming about this starseed energy is the Two of Swords. So we have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, which is the beautiful alignment, number of alignment. Things are aligning. So you might be seeing 2, 2, 2. Really beautiful. Two of Swords. Spirit says, I am going to help you make this decision if you trust in your intuition. The Two of Swords, she walks by faith and not by sight. Typically, she's blindfolded. So you see how her back is turned to us with that little moon, little crescent, waning moon or waxing, whichever. With the moon up here, full moon, and then you have like Jupiter, planets back here. I'm hearing that you are moving with the planets, moving with the energy of the planets, and also between the new moon and the full moon, Jupiter also has is about radical expansion. There's going to be radical expansion between the new moon and the full moon. We have the full moon in Aquarius on August 19th, which is when some other beautiful energies come through. But I'm not going to get into that right now. If you want to check it out on planetarily, you can do so on your own time. But I'm hearing that what we don't see coming is that something is going to radically expand because we're going to be walking in our unique star seed. Spirit is helping us ignite the light within us, the sun, the truth within us that cannot be dimmed. It's going to be this pure manifestation, this offering of pure love and romance, something that's going to move us in fresh, new, divine love, however that resonates with you. So just let yourself surrender. I see the solar plexus here that wanted to come out, came out in reverse. I see that as, the solar plexus is about trusting in your intuition, your self willpower, and yourself. In reverse, I'm seeing it, the low vibrations that are associated with the solar plexus is shame. So maybe that's why we're comparing ourselves a lot because we feel ashamed of who we are. But there's nothing to be ashamed about, I'm hearing from Lemuria. You are a radiant illumination of light, of love, of star. You see, look at all of this brightness, the star within her. Look at that with the sun. You are this beautiful radiance of illumination, of truth, of joy, of bliss, of love. And the strength underneath that, look at all that yellow with the yellow of the Knight of Cups, all of that solar plexus energy. You have the strength within you, infinite strength. That's what I'm hearing. Compassionate, gentle strength. You see, she's so gentle. She provides such a safe space for for the lion to just be a little kitty. He doesn't have to, with the Leo energy, he doesn't have to, you know, be this big, protective father king of the jungle. He can just be this little kitty. He just loves her. He's just loving all over her, mesmerized in awe, and just adoring of her. Why? Because she provides this safe space, a safe space where he can let his guard down. That is strength. Okay. Sometimes we think we have to have our sword up, all ready to battle all the time. But you can lay that sword down. See, these swords are in the ground because are these swords are also in the ground. I know they're in her, but they're in the ground because you can lay them down now so you can rest and surrender. Let that ego go. Let the shame go. And I love this that the next steps we have in the four agreements in this day of comparison is the fourth agreement to always do your best and honor yourself. I love this with the crown. That is of the Leo energy of sovereignty, of royalty. And then the pure dove of innocence, purification. When I was shuffling the Lemuria deck, the innocent, oh, there it is, right at the bottom. Right at the bottom of the deck under gracious receptivity. was trust your innocence. And I saw it when I was shuffling today too. So funny that it was at the bottom. Under gracious receptivity. So so trust your innocence and graciously receive who you are. Honor yourself. Because underneath that is this beautiful harmonic flight, the twin flame card in Izzy Ivy's Beyond Lemuria deck of this infinite expansion, infinite elevation, infinite ascension. You are harmonizing with your soul, right? So don't compare with anyone else. Trust that innocence, trust your innocence, honor yourself, and receive graciously. Honor the man or the woman that you are. Take the risk to express your dream. Taking action is about living fully and expressing what you are. This is so beautiful. More of that yellow, gold, that crown chakra, the solar plexus chakra. Okay, you guys, this is really beautiful. Honor who you are. Honor. Don't be ashamed of who you are. Honor who you are. And don't compare. You don't need to, because the positive affirmation to take today is going to be an awesome day. Today is going to be an awesome day. Just let yourself know that. That's what you can compare it to: yourself, your beliefs, your positive thoughts and affirmations. Today is going to be an awesome day. Why? Because I said so. Why? Because this is my experience and I believe in myself. Yes. So cultivate faith. Be impeccable with your word. Trust in who you are and your innocence and yourself. You are all that you need. So I'd like to invite you to practice today, even as a meditation, to look into the mirror and study what you see for a moment. Admire the beauty, all of the freckles, the moles, the even the flaws, the pimples and the scars, and just find something to appreciate about yourself that you don't give enough attention to. And if you want to, you can even take a dry erase marker and write on your mirror, or a sticky pad and write and stick it up on your mirror and just write, all that I need is within me now. I am all that I need. And there's one of my favorite, I guess you could say, positive poems that that I wrote and has helped me through so many times of anxiety and fear and doubt and pain body attacks of past experiences trying to limit me from really living who I am supposed to be. And so I want to say it to you today. You are stronger than you know. You are smarter than you imagine. And you are more beautiful than you fathom. You are perfectly imperfect, and that's exactly okay. You are finding yourself in the universe. You're finding the universe within you, and you are unfolding with the universe as one. You are taking your ideas and you are creating a movement. You are the change. You are the deed. You are the difference. And we need you. As I like to say, it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a globe to transform a generation. And we need you, star seeds. It's time. Beautiful, beautiful way to end this first week of the soul cleansing journey. And I hope you'll join us for part two for week two, starting tomorrow. And tomorrow we are going to dive into the week of finding your bliss. So I hope that this video resonates with you. I hope it helps. And if it does, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, feel free to join my soul tribe and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you can know whenever I do have my daily divine messages or my Tea and Tarot Tuesday lives or my energy check-ins. We are in a beautiful opening of this Lionsgate portal. And this week we have our 888. So keep your heart strong and just, again, trust in you. If you would like to book a personal reading with me for the month of August, I do have a special where if it's your first time booking with me, you'll get a pre-recorded reading for free, complimentary. You can email me at femrims811@gmail.com. Or if you would like to find me on my social media platforms, TikTok or Instagram, you can message me directly there at Princess Leah 888. And tomorrow I have my Tea and Tarot live. And we'll be going into the portal of the 8-8 Lionsgate, what we can look into for 8-8 this week. If you want to join on, make sure you hit that notification bell. And I'll also be announcing some specials for those who have already booked with me and would like to book again. So be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, thank you, beloveds, for being here. And until next time, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.